Hi guys, it is I, Becca Lori Hector here. I am slightly losing my voice, and I'm also really tired, so this happens that way. So I sound funny to me, so if I sound funny to you, that's why. Welcome to Growing Gratitude. Happy Sunday, you guys. It's right, happy Sunday, Bill. And kind of welcome to the new thing, which is an unadvertised thing that I'm trying out here. If you're new to Growing Gratitude, you must be a subscriber to my YouTube channel, because if you weren't a subscriber, you'd have no idea that this was going to happen. So welcome to the sort of secret meeting of YouTube subscribers of mine. I'm sort of doing this experimental Growing Gratitude thing sort of in a selfish way for myself, but I'm hoping its purpose is unselfish, and that I'm hoping to grow gratitude not just for myself and in my life, but to help you guys grow gratitude in your lives too, and then hopefully spread it out as we go from there. And so that's where we're at, doing Growing Gratitude, and I think I'm going to keep it this way, guys. I feel like, hey, Morgan, CV, Karen, Michelle, Joe, everybody's here. I'm so excited. So yeah, it's sort of like my little secret meeting for us. And I feel like it's, for me in my life, the purpose that it serves in my life, I feel like it's our little weekly. Thank you so much, Joe. I love it so much. You know, green is my favorite color. And so I'm really trying to, infuse green into my life more visibly, because including my nail polish, stuff like that, because I love the color green and it brings me joy. And so I did the hair. I'm doing more clothes in green, because most of the time, I want to say like 95% of the time, I wear black. And so this is my effort to bring some color in too. So, I'll show it to you here. Sorry, you guys. It says that on it. Okay, so great hoodie. I love it, love it, love it so much. And it's so cozy, and it's hoodie weather, which is my favorite weather of all time. I would wear a hoodie 24/7 if I could, because I just love them so much. It gives, I don't know, there's a piece of it that's proprioception, right? There's a piece of it that I love, that cozy feeling of being surrounded by it. Me too, Morgan. I love Heart and Brain so much. It so explains so much of my life. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, and like what I'm doing in terms of my life. So thanks for the compliments on the shirt. I appreciate it. I am trying to show you guys different ways that we can infuse joy. And as we're getting kind of close to the end of the year, I'm having a lot of thoughts, like, I have to start thinking about the F word. I should probably talk about this on the other live stream and not this live stream, but, and I've been thinking a lot about my F word for next year and all of that stuff. And I'm sitting in a place about it. And I think my F word for next year might just be fun. I think I'm really feeling finally like I have the freedom to have fun, and I need some fun. And so I might dedicate next year to having fun, making fun, doing fun, creating fun. But I'm thinking about it. I have another word in the running, but I'll talk about that on live stream along with Joe. Joe gave me a fantastic email suggestion for a live stream topic, and I'm going to be talking about it on Tuesday. So you guys don't miss it. I'm going to be talking about authenticity in the real world, like how to be authentic in public, and how to get comfortable being that way. So, we'll be talking about that on Tuesday. But today is all about expressing gratitude, me sort of pinpointing a point or an example in my week is what it's turning into. A little story time of when the gratitude came up for me this week, where the gratitude lesson was, taking the time to talk about it, and sort of recognize it. And then hopefully inspire you guys to sit for a few minutes and think about the gratitude spot that happened for you this week. Right. And in hopes that if we do this for a few months together, we all just might have created a habit together. So I'm hoping. Here we go. So this week's gratitude moment comes to you from the center of the highway that runs through my town. What? It's absurd, right? Crazy. Also, please notice this giant zit on my face, because as I'm talking to you guys, I almost want to like close my screen because it's distracting me. You know what that's from? I'm going to talk about it. It's one of the lesser talked about discussions as COVID goes along, but that is from my mask. That is from wearing a cotton mask and not remembering to wash it often enough, you guys. And so I remind you to wash your cloth masks if you're wearing them. I myself had to switch to the disposable ones because it's just not working for my skin on my face. So anyway, side note. Anyway, here we go. Gratitude moment. Yes, it comes to you from the center of my highway. So there is a huge highway called 285 that runs kind of from down in Denver all the way up into the Rocky Mountains, and it kind of goes through. It's the way to get to my house almost, and it goes through town, right through the center of our town. And for us, it's a big highway. You can look it up. It's 4 lanes and down in town. So that's a lot for us. Usually the rest of it is only 2 lanes, one going in each direction. And so it kind of opens up into this bigger kind of 4-lane piece down in town because you can make turns off and that kind of thing. So what's interesting is as we enter into week 2 of the food truck, we've started putting our signs out. And so part of the routine every day is to in the half darkness of a sunrise, walk down the center of this highway and put a kind of a sawhorse sign down the floor with some rocks so that people know where we're at. And then at the end of the day, we have to walk back out there again. We do it going in the 2 different directions. And at the end of the day, we have to walk back out there again and pick them up and bring them in, right? Okay, so the part of the routine of the food truck. And what was my point? Oh, yes. So that's what we have to do. So now you have a reference point for what I do. So sort of, I guess it was our second morning, I want to say, because we had been starting earlier. We decided to start an hour later. So on that day, it was a little brighter outside when I was walking to do the sign. So as I'm walking to do the sign, which is I actually have, at the beginning, I was annoyed by it. Like, I have to walk so far because I have to walk far. Not that far, but enough. And in both directions. So it also feels kind of non-productive because you don't really go anywhere, but it's a lot of walking. So I was annoyed by it in the beginning, but then I realized that those times are the perfect times during my day when I'm doing food truck stuff to stop for some mindfulness, right? So before we get started for the day, taking the walk down there, it's not as dangerous as it sounds, Michelle. It's not like New York highways or East Coast highways at all. It's not that kind of traffic. Still think like Berkshire's 4-lane highways, like that. So it's not that bad. But anyway, I've decided that little 10, 15 minutes to do all the walking and carrying of the signs twice a day is a perfect time for me to do that mindfulness check-in that I talked to you guys about, that like just making sure you know what's going on with you and is everything feeling all right and that kind of stuff. And so I've decided to use that as sort of a moving meditation time, for lack of a better term for it, and take advantage of it. So once I made that decision to not poo-poo on it and to change my perspective and to put a little positivity into it and to see if I couldn't find a silver lining in having to do this annoying walk in the middle of the highway, and I did, because I decided instead of feeling like it's a non-productive time, I'm going to use it productively because I'm alone. It's perfect. I'm walking. Nobody's talking to me. I can put in my headphones and I can just walk and I can meditate. I can think about the things I need to. I can catch up on my thoughts, kind of process through whatever's, going to happen, if it's the beginning of the day, or how the day went, if it's the end of the day, and a good time to sort of get into the mode of working and then get out of work mode, right? It's been a good use for that. So I'm in using that the day after I decided that that's what I was going to use that time for. I had my weekly gratitude moment. I think we all have at least one big one that happens to us, especially as gratitude becomes a habit. At least one a week. And so this was my big gratitude moment of the week, right? So here I am. It's a little bit brighter out. We're getting up a little bit later. It's prettier out at that time of the morning. And here I am in the middle of catching my breath and doing my breathing and crossing the street to go and do this kind of walk in the middle island, right? And as I cross onto the middle island, I look down, and I need to explain to you that the weather in Colorado is insane. Right? So it can be snowing in the morning and it can be 85 degrees by lunchtime. Okay. And snow gone. That's just the way Colorado is. And up here in the mountains, it's even more so, because the minute the sun is gone, it's cold. The minute the sun comes up, it's hot. It's craziness because we're that much higher with the elevation. Right. And so we can have any kind of crazy weather. And so in the last week, we've had a lot of really ups and downs as fall going into winter, right? We've had a lot of like some Indian summer days, and then we've had some really cold frost days. We've had a couple of frosts, right? And so when you know that frosts are coming, if you're a gardener person, which I am not, I just know from watching our next door posts here up in the mountains, that when the first frost comes, you have to bring in your vegetables, right? And so everybody in kind of early September had to bring, or Was it early October? No, it was early September. I had to bring in a lot of their vegetables and things like that. And so people we lost a lot of vegetation, right? Okay, so now you have the scenario. Here I am. I'm going to go walk across the island with my sign, and I'm in my meditative mode. And it was actually freezing out. I couldn't feel my hands. I forgot to bring gloves. It was really, really cold, right? But sunny. The sun was out and pretty. So I look down as I step onto the island, and there were these beautiful little when I say teeny, I'm going to try to show you here. They're like that little teeny tiny, like that size, little purple wildflowers just bloomed, and they look like they're in the middle of spring. They're not showing any signs that it's been freezing cold outside, right? And they are just looking gorgeous, right? And in that moment, it was, again, remember how when I saw the sunset, I said to myself, well, if the universe can do something that beautiful every day, right? Every morning, I can get through this one day, or I can do this one thing, right? And I was talking about that last week during Growing Gratitude. Well, this was my moment, right? If these little tiny flowers, right? And remember, my word for this year, for 2020, was flower. So these little teeny tiny flowers can survive the cold, come back for the sun, still look perfectly healthy, and be the most beautiful flowers in their little teeny tininess in this huge, humongous world, right? Their little teeny tininess in that moment was glorious to me. They were beautiful. They were gorgeous. And they're this big in a universe this big. And I thought to myself, you know what? I am so grateful, first of all, that nature can show me these amazing things, right? That in this moment of getting ready to do this work and in the freezing cold and trudging in the middle of this highway, here are these spectacularly gorgeous little teeny tiny purple wildflowers looking like they're in the middle of spring. And that's who I want to be out in the world, right? That is what I want to be. I don't need to be a big, huge sunflower that everyone can see from the highway. I just need to be this little perfect, tiny, perfect for me, tiny little perfect purple flower, right? In the middle of the highway that no one's ever going to notice except for the one person that has to walk by every day, right? That's all I need to be in my life. Because that's kind of what the universe does. And that was my moment of gratitude. I was just so grateful to be able to see them, to be able to say, I see you, flowers. I don't know who else is going to see these flowers, but I see you and you're beautiful. And not only that, but I took a picture because I knew it was what I wanted to talk to you guys about. The minute that it happened, I said, this is my growing gratitude moment. This is what I want to talk about, is these little magical little flowers, right? And I want to talk about them. And so I got to take a picture. So I took a picture of them, and now they're forever memorized in my phone. So I want to backtrack all of that for you, right? Now they're in my phone. Now we're talking about them again. And there they were, these little tiny flowers, not looking for any attention, just doing their magic right there out of the sidewalk in the middle of a highway, right? And they created this profound moment of gratitude for me, right? And that's all that I need to be, is that purple flower. And to provide moments of profound gratitude for the people walking down my little piece of the highway. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. And I hope that it makes sense to you in a good way. So I'm going to show you the picture. I'm going to show you the perfect little tiny purple flowers so you can see them in your head and understand why I dead stopped in the middle of a freezing cold morning in the middle of the highway. Okay? Gorgeous little guys they are. Let's see. I hope it translates, but I'll zoom in a little bit. So, all right. Can you guys see them? I don't know how clear it becomes, but I know Miriam, you taught me a trick how to do this, but I don't remember. Okay. So there they were, right? Literally no dirt. I mean, I live in Colorado. There's so much dirt. No dirt, though. Growing out of the sidewalk. Little tiny purple miracles. That's what it felt like. And it felt like the universe saying to me, I can make these little tiny perfect things. You can make your little tiny life just as perfect for you, right? And you can do what you can do, which is to just influence the people in your little circle. And I don't have to look any further than that, because then my little circle can grow and it can influence its circle, right? And I'm just trying to be the little kind of pebble or water drop in the water that sets the ripples, right? That's all that I need to do. And I fulfilled my purpose here. And I don't need to climb huge mountains to do it, right? I just need to walk my signs every morning and remember that those moments when you're feeling begrudging about life can be little moments of mindfulness for you, and present to you instead really just be these moments of profound growth for you, profound understanding of things. And so I don't know, I just wanted to put that out there with you because it made me feel lighter. It made me feel less stressed, and it did its job. The mindfulness stuff did its job in that moment, because had I not decided to be so present in my walks, I never would have seen those flowers. Are you kidding? Never in a million years. Oh, I love that, Bill. A tiny rebellion of beautiful color. That's all I need to be. That's going to be my new motto, Bill. All I want to be out in the world is a tiny rebellion of beautiful color. Preferably green, as you can all see, is going to be my choice. But I think that that's really important. It's important for us to have those moments every week because they keep us in alignment. They keep us on goal, right? And it clarified for me some other stuff, right? And it got me thinking about other things, which I think I'll talk about on live stream because they're not necessarily about gratitude. But I've also been kind of thinking about how I'm going to get through this year's seasonal depression in a different way. And obviously, the food truck will be very different. I'll be out working in the freezing cold in times and days I never would have. But yeah, I think there's some things that have to happen. And so we're going to talk about that, or I'm going to talk about that on Tuesday on the live stream before we get started on Joe's topic, which I've already started notes on in my head, Joe. Such a good one, because I just had to do it yesterday. And so as I was doing it yesterday, I was thinking about that riding that line, right? That line between masking and authenticity, and how can we stay on the side of authenticity without feeling like we're being exposed, for lack of a better word. We're like naked and vulnerable. So I've been all in those thoughts too, and I'm looking forward to Tuesday already. I got to tell you that doing the food truck is really starting to inspire me more to do more of this kind of work, right? Because as I'm doing these things and I'm like, oh, I just need to remember I'm not doing newsstand anymore. So I don't need to pay as much attention to the articles, but I can be more mindful and more thinking about the self-defined living tactics and how I can capture the lessons for you guys, and how I could, like take those lessons and make them bigger, help to kind of, I don't know, give us some kind of order. I don't know. I'm working on it. You can tell that it makes my face cringe because I'm still working it out. I don't have the words for it yet, but it is a great topic idea, Stevie. I'm really excited. So we are going to talk about that, and I'm going to just give you guys kind of a life update and what I'm planning on doing in a few months going forward. But today is just about gratitude. Today is about finding the moment in your life, the moment in your week. I challenge you to find the moment in every week that is your profound moment of growth, your profound moment of gratitude, your profound moment of the new habits that you're creating, right? Then this life that we're trying to build so desperately, this authentic life. So yeah, I challenge you to look for those. I challenge you to create them if you don't see them, right? Because part of it is creating the habit. So if it's not coming to you easily, there's a little work to do. I also challenge you guys to do my favorite thing in the whole world, which is to create some joy and share some joy. So I challenge you to do that as well. And I think I'll make use of the rest of my weekend with a whole lot of rest. But I will see you guys on Tuesday for live stream, and I am around and about on the interweb. And of course, you can always email me at info@beccalaurie.com. That's LORY. Or you can head to my website and use the contact page, which is beccalaurie.com. I love hearing from you guys, love your comments, but more than anything else, I think especially with this particular YouTube video, your thumbs up mean a lot to me. They let me know if I'm on the right track. Your views mean a lot to me, your shares. That's the stuff that lets me know if you think it's interesting enough. Or if I need to work a little harder. Anyway, that's my gratitude moment for this week. It was profound. It was, yes, a tiny rebellion of beautiful color. And I really love that, Bill. I really don't know what to do with it. It feels like the title of a poem or something. And it's definitely going to be a motto I take with me. Thank you. Anyway, you guys, enjoy what's left of your weekend, enjoy your free time, and take some time to capture some gratitude today. Think about it. You had to have had one this week. And if you can't think of one, then you've got a job to do for next week. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Have a good rest of your Sunday and I don't know, the beginning of your week. Bye guys. I will see you soon.